Ashreweinu, Matei Chalkeinu, Umanoim Gairoleinu, Shreinu Shieshlanu Rebbe. After my father, Zogazun got married, like every father, standing in the back of 770 by the door to go upstairs. The Rebbe comes up and downstairs. There's a pushka over there in the back. And my father whispered into the Rebbe's ear one time when the Rebbe was going upstairs, Leido Kalo V'Tivi. Mamish, 3 words. And the Rebbe said, Amen. And a short time later, my older brother was born. None of us. What was the mice over here? Instead of being born regular, he was born v'nahapaichu. Hainu raglaim, first feet. As is given TV, but it was in a even from the feet first. So the tate comes running to the Rebbe. There's more to the pratim, to the story. The Rebbe tells my father, "B'dikas tefillin mezuzes." My father just got married, brand new tefillin mezuzes. But the Rebbe sagt, "B'dikas tefillin mezuzes." As the Rebbe gesagt. Father goes running to the sefer, checking the tefillin and the mezuzes. All the tefillin and the mezuzes were kosher. What was the problem? So my father says that the mezuzah in the kids' room was upside down. You have to be careful sometimes that the tefillin and the mezuzah could be kosher, but if it's not in the right place, like tefillin, if it's not in the right place, it could be a shaila if you put on tefillin that day, if it's a bracha batala, and mezuzah b'chlal, if it's not there, the poil tate turned over the mezuzah, put it back. Baruch Hashem, my brother came back to himself. He stopped crying. Kitzur. In Siman Yud Aleph, in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, he speaks about the idea of a mezuzah. Which place is Chayv mezuzah? If you have a bunch of doors, if there's a door that you don't use, a room, b'chulu b'chulu. Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, halacha, Siman Yud Aleph, Hilchos Mezuzah, V'oi Chafei Sifim. Halacha Aleph, mitzvot, I say, hey, there's a mitzvot to say from the Torah, Likbua Mezuzah b'chol Pesach, to put a mezuzah on every opening in every doorway of your house, or any shad or any place you have. Afilu yeshli kama chadarim, and even if he has a few rooms, chol cheder kama pesachim, and in each cheder, in each room there's a few openings. And these openings were made for Kanisa and Yitzia coming in and going out. Even though he only uses one of the psachim of one of the openings in the room, nevertheless, Chayab b'mezuze, all the openings, all the psachim are Chayab b'mezuze. And even if you had a bunch of people living, so to speak, in that big place, and the people moved out, so he's the only person that lives now in this whole massive place, and there's a bunch of doors over there. Am I still Chayv Mezuzah? Yeah, every single door is Chayv Mezuzah. He only needs his place, one door, one room, coming in and out. Nevertheless, all the doors are open. All the doors are Chayv Mezuzah. Eize Pesach, she'ina aselo lahachnis derech sham eize shumasu לפרקים. What if it's, let's say, a warehouse, that door is not used often, and when it is used, it's only to bring in packages or loads, like a backing up of a truck or anything of the like, that it's not always used, and it's made for masa, for taking hovalot, different warehouse, different loads and different packages, and in that place there's a different Pesach, which the main Pesach is not where the Masa goes through. If the room, which is only to bring in Masois, and there's another room in that place, in the warehouse, there's a regular door that you come in and out, in the factory or whatever it is. So then that other room where the trucks are doesn't need a mezuzah. Then it's part of having a mezuzah. Halacha beis. Gam shari chatzeres, muvoyes, vayares, medinos, chayab, mezuzah, shenemar, ובשעריך. Also in your yard, and also in the mavui, in the courtyards, a few houses opening up into a place, and also in the city, and also in the towns, and all the doors. It doesn't make a difference. It says ובשעריך, all the doors are חייב במזוזה. Halacha gimel. צריך לקבוע בימין הנכנס. The idea of the mezuzah has to be on the right side of the person coming into the room. On the right side of whoever it is coming in, on his right. And if it's on the left side, it's possible. It's not in the right place. You have to take it down. To put it on the right side and make a bracha. We'en and there is no difference by mezuzah if he's a righty or a lefty. The din is it's on the yamin hanechnas. With that, the halacha dal continues. Stay batim mashallah cholach pesach l'resus harabim or the chatzar. Two houses that they both have a pesach to the chatzar, to the yard or to the resus harabim. במחיצה אשר ביניהם יש גם כן פסח והשער והשת יש להסתפק בפסח הזה באיזה צד ייתן איזה מזוזה. Now between the two houses there is like a shtickle, there's like a little ches, like between the two chatzerim, the 2 yards of the friends or whatever it is, there's also another Pesach. Now the question here is, who's Yamin, who's the right side? Do you have to put the mezuzah between the 2 chatzeris? Shmadol or battle? The right side of him going in or the right side of this guy going in? Who do you go after? Azlin and Basar, Basar Kitzur. So when it comes to the situation that you have a suffix, because both people are using the chatzar, their houses, both people are using it b'shווה. There is no yamin הנכנס over the other person. So you go after Kitzur, the hinges where that door opens up to, that's considered yamin הנכנס. You put it on the yamin הנכנס of the person coming in. From the Kitzur, from the hinges of the door opening up, so you do it on the yamin hanechnas. That's the main room, the room that you're going into, the room of where the door opens up to. Chaim. Peirush. What does it mean? Place where the hinges are. The ikar abayis is the house that you're going into. The yamin hanechnas of the place that I'm going into. If there's a door. The door opens up, I put on the right side of the door opening up, me coming into that place. And it's specifically in a situation that both doors, both houses are used b'shווה. Both chatzeres are being used b'shווה. The yamin of the people coming from this house and that house, they both use this between the chatzar equally. it's not that one place is bigger and that one is used more, and the other one is not used often, because then there's no shaila. The question here is, if both chatzeres are being used b'shווה, so whose yamin do you go after? You go after Kitzur, because there is a suffix. If there is one door, one house, which is the ikr, it's a bigger chatzir, there's a shoulder or whatever it is, and the other place is once in a while used and not too many people, so then there is no idea of Kitzur. You always go after the yamin of ikr tashmish, where the main people are coming into. It doesn't make a difference if a door or not. The ikr tashmish, that's where we do the main use, that's the yamin הנכנס לשם, going into that place on that right, of me going into that place. Even if the door comes opening up into I open up, it's opening up that way, and the ikr tashmish is inside, it doesn't make a difference. You always do it on the yamin, הנכנס to the ikr place. Allah hey. Now, where exactly on the door? Sometimes you go to people, whatever it is, and the mezuzah is not in the right place. So, the idea is very simply that you have to split the doorpost into 3. You try to be mashar the door into 3 chalakim. Not the bottom quarter, not the middle, not the bottom third, not the middle third. The beginning of the top of the third, the beginning of the third of the top. The beginning, from there, from the bottom of the third, up into the top of the third. If it's anywhere in the top third, it's kosher. Besides the tefach from the end of the mezuze, besides that, but anywhere from the top third, if you split the doorpost into 3, so anywhere in that top third is kosher besides the top tefach, closest to the top of the mezuzah, the ceiling or whatever it may be, where the door finishes. Up until that. If it is lower than the bottom of the top shlish, anywhere lower than the top shlish, the top third, you have to take it off with a cover, take it off and put it back again with a bracha. So if you have a suffix, it's always good to put it higher than lower. And if it's too low, you have to take it off and put it on again and make a bracha. And if you put it mamish top all the way up the top tefach, you have to take it off. But in that situation, in that scenario that it's too high, then you don't need to make a bracha. And it's always good that the mezuzah is tefach hasamuch lachutz, which a lot of people do make this mistake. They put the mezuzah in the middle of the doorpost. It's a wide opening, so they want to make it look nice or whatever. They just put it smack in the middle. And the idea is that it should be a tefach closest to me, coming from where I come into the chutz where I'm coming into. A tefach, put your hand literally from the beginning of the mezuzah, and the mezuzah should be exactly when your hand finishes the tefach over here, right at the end of the beginning tefach, closest to the chutz, not too far into the mezuzah. Yes, the kavi betefach hasamuch lachutz. Bimshina was a eni ma'akiv. Min adin, when they get to the mezuzah being in the tefach hasamuch lachutz, it's not ma'akiv, but it's better if it's closest, right when I come into the room, tefach of me coming into the room. On the right side, closest to the tefach hasamuch lachutz. Allah chavav, how do you put the mezuzah kaidei? It has to be that when you roll the mezuzah, the sofer, when he rolls the mezuzah, he rolls it from the echad to shema, from the end to the beginning, not from shema to echad. But when he rolls it from echad, the end of the mezuzah to the beginning. Dahainu me'echad klapi shema. Ma'nicha b'shvei feres oy b'shar davar v'koivi b'masmid mezuzah zapesach be'alachsoin. Then he puts it into the bamboo or the case, whatever it may be. They take the nails, they knock it in, and the minig is, the halacha is that it should be on a slant alachson. You have different people today. Svardim Ashkenazim, if it should be straight, it should be totally on the crooked, up or down, chesed, or whatever it may be. But here we see that we're in the middle, ba'alachson. Not straight, not lying. The Risha on the head of the mezuzah, the Ainu, Shema, the Shema Yisrael, the head of the mezuzah, Kneged Abayis. It has to be Kneged Abayis of me coming into, not the outside, inside. The Shema has to be Kneged, I'm coming into the room, so the Shema is Kneged the room also. And the bottom of the mezuzah, Kneged the chutz. The mezuzah apesach enoi rechava. And if I have a very, very narrow Pesach, so then you're allowed to put it up straight. It's not ma'akiv, you're allowed to put it up straight, stick it on straight. And putting it in the mezuzah itself, which is also a lot of times people make the mistake, it's better to put it in the mezuzah even if it's narrow than putting it inside the house on the door, or sometimes people put it outside on the shard or on the door. Instead of putting it on the actual mezuzah, they put it inside the house or outside on the wall. It's better to always put it on the mezuzah, even if it has to be straight up. If it's hanging, if it's not connected to the wall, it is possible. He didn't put up a mezuzah, and therefore a person has to be careful. The masmira, to nail it in, to put it in strong into the wall. The bottom of the mezuzah, the top of the mezuzah, that it shouldn't be hanging in any way. Adkan, halacha vav, chayim.